Welcome back to the YouTube channel, guys. Coach Dusty here with a brand new trucking video. I wanted to make another video because I like doing this. I want to be able to help you guys learn about the trucking industry, see if this is for you, if this is not for you. And that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be, should you be getting into trucking in 2024? I'm going to talk about the pros, I'm going to talk about the cons, and just kind of go over my experience so far, being on the road for 2 months now, solo, as a truck driver for Stevens Transport. So this isn't going to have to do with Stevens Transport directly, but it's more so just the overall trucking industry, if this is actually for you, because I'm sure you guys have heard, you can make a lot of money, or you're away from your family for a long time. Like this, I'm sure you've heard a lot of good and a lot of bad. So for me, it really just came down to, do the pros outweigh the cons? And so far for me, the answer is yes. So for the pros, this isn't necessarily for everyone in terms of the actual job itself. Like, do you like to drive? That is a big question you need to be asking yourself before you get into trucking, because it's not just about the money. You have to enjoy driving. You have to be able to stay calm under pressure. You can't let the emotions of crazy drivers dictate how you are driving on the road. Sometimes it's easier said than done. If someone cuts you off, or if you're having a bad day and you're driving a little reckless, like, you have to be able to put your emotions aside and really focus on safety when it comes to driving these big trucks, because at the end of the day, it is a dangerous job. So you have to make sure that you are staying level-headed and you are doing the job correctly. So if you like driving, most of the time you're probably going to be a safe driver. Some people, they like driving super fast cars, and maybe this isn't for you. But if you like just cruising, right? If you like long trips, if you're the person that likes to drive for the road trip, right? This is going to be for you, because you are driving for 6 to 10 hours a day. So you have to be able to be comfortable with driving long hours. And for me, I like it. I've always liked driving. I was a valet attendant back in my early 20s, and then I was an Uber driver part-time here and there to make some extra side income. So I knew coming into this, I liked driving. So that's something you really have to ask yourself. Obviously, the money is good, guys, right? Like, you're making good money as a truck driver. There's different ways you can make money as a truck driver. You could be a company driver, you could be a lease operator, you could be an owner operator. There's different avenues you could go down to increase your income, but you're gonna make money no matter what. It just really depends on how much extra work you want to put on yourself in terms of, do you actually want to be a business owner, or do you just want to be a company driver? It really comes down to your preference and kind of where you're at in your life right now and where you are in your trucking journey. So yeah, you can make some good money, guys. Like, you're going to be out on the road for a month, 2 months at a time, depending on, the company you work for. Me personally, I like to stay out on the road for 5 weeks straight, and then I'll take 5 days off. So that's kind of how it is with Stevens. You kind of get a week or 1 day off for every week that you're out. So I'll build those up, and I'll take some time off. So I'm taking home time for Christmas coming up in the next couple weeks. I'll be heading home. Well, not even, like a week and a half. So I'm excited about that. There is, that is one of the cons. Like, you're gonna have to work some holidays. We had the option to either work Christmas or work Thanksgiving. I personally chose to work Thanksgiving. So I was out on the road for Thanksgiving. So you have to be able to be away from your family during these, these holidays, birthdays, important events, which, that doesn't necessarily always have to be the case. If you time it correctly, you could get time off really whenever, as long as you put the time in advance. So if you have an important birthday, or if you have a anniversary, if you have something you need to be at, just put the time in. You'll get it off. It's just a matter of, you're not going to always get it off, because if you're not working, you're not making money, right? So you want to be on the road as much as you can, but there's got to be a work-life balance when it comes to the trucking industry, because we do work really hard when we are in our truck. So, you know, I've been out on the road for about 3.5 weeks now, like I said. So I've enjoyed it. You know, it doesn't matter. Time goes by very quickly for me, in my opinion. For the most part, you're going to have not a set schedule, but like you're gonna have time on each load. You're not gonna feel super rushed to get a load to where it needs to be. You know, each day can be a little different, like in terms of when you're picking up and when you're dropping off. But those drive days, you know, you could drive, like if you don't have to, you know, pick up a load, or you don't have to drop off a load in that day, and you're just driving those miles, right? You could, you know, really realistically drive those miles whenever you want. So let me just break it down for you. So for example, the load, I just had a load I dropped off at 1 a.m. this morning, which, you know, it wasn't, you know, that for me, I personally don't like when that happens, when you gotta wake up in the middle of the night. And, you know, I got like 3-4 hours of sleep last night, woke up, right? Dropped off the load, and then I had another load that I had to pick up that was about 250 miles away. So after I dropped off that load, but the load I didn't have to pick up this next load until 5 p.m. today. So I dropped off that load at 1 a.m. Like by the time I got there, it was like 3:30. And then I went to the closest truck stop. I personally don't like driving when it's super dark if I don't have to, especially, you know, not getting too much sleep last night. So you just have to know yourself, right? So I basically, by like 4 a.m., once I finished dropping off that load, I went to the truck stop, took a 2-hour nap. So I woke back up at 6, drove those 250 miles, probably took me 4.5 hours. And then I got to the shipper, and there is times where the load might be ready early. So that was how it was in this specific case. Sometimes, you know, you have an appointment time and you're going to be getting live loaded, right? Where you're going to be backing up to a dock, and you're going to be having the warehouse, they'll load the trailer, right? But there's also other times where the trailer might already be loaded and ready for you to pick up. So you could realistically kind of pick it up, you know, whenever. You could sometimes pick it up early. So that's how it was in my case today. I was able to pick up the load at by the time I got there, it was like 10:30. So I picked up the load at 10:30, and I drove an extra couple hours, and then I stopped driving at 12 o'clock today. And I drove 350 miles today, about 7 hours total drive time. And, you know, that was my day. And now I don't have to, now I have 2 more days on this load to get it to where it needs to be. So I could do the miles tomorrow. I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. I'll probably drive till 2 or 3, right? And then the following day, it delivers at 8 p.m. So I'll sleep in the following day and then drive 6-7 hours, right? This load is not as many miles on this load, but, you know, sometimes I kind of enjoy when it's not, you know, a load that's going to require me to drive, you know, 400 or 500 miles each day, or, you know, like there is times where I do enjoy that, right? But it's for me, it's all about the work-life balance, because I like to be able to get out of the truck. I like to be able to go to the gym, and you could do that with trucking if you have, you know, a certain load that you know you're going to be early for. You could take time out of your day to do the things that you enjoy to do. And you know, it's not, for me, it's not just about the money, it's about the lifestyle. So yeah, I know I've been rambling a little bit. What else is good about the job, right? For me personally, the shower situation, showers are great. Some people kind of bash on the showers, but I'm normally either showering at Pilot or Love's. Those are the 2 biggest truck stops in the country. There's plenty of them. If you download the app Trucker Path, which I recommend each and every one of you guys, you download Trucker Path. It tells you where all the truck stops are, and it's a really good turn-by-turn GPS. So that's what I use when I am driving, and that's how I kind of trip plan my day to see, okay, I got to drive 400 miles today. Where am I going to be stopping? Which truck stop am I going to be stopping? Where am I going to be taking my break? How many spots does this truck stop have? And it tells you, it even tells you when, like what times of the day does this truck stop normally fill up, right? So that's another important factor, because that's one of the cons, honestly. It's like there is times where you are going to be in a crappy situation. Is not going to be parking at a truck stop, and you got to keep on going to the next one. So that's why I primarily like to drive. Like if I have just a driving day and I know I'm just driving, I don't have to worry about the shipper time or the receiver time. I'm going to drive. I'm going to start my shift probably 5, 6, 7 a.m. so that I could get to the truck stop that I need to get to that night after I drive all my miles. That there's going to be a spot for me. So I like to try to stop around 4 to 6 p.m. is the sweet spot. Anytime going to 6:30, 7, 8, if it, depending on the truck stop, if they only got 60, 70 spots, it's looking slow. It's most of the time it's going to be filled up. Like it's around 5:30, 6 o'clock. I just went to the bathroom, and this truck stop I'm at right now, they got 100 spots, and it's starting to fill up. So you have to keep in mind that you got to make sure that you are guaranteeing your spot. Now, what's nice about the company I work for, Stephen Transport, they will reimburse you for reserved parking. So certain truck stops like Pilot, TAs, they have reserved parking that you could buy. It's like anywhere between $15 and $25 per night to actually park your truck. So those obviously are going to fill up last because people are going to take the free spots. So there is times where that's all they got left, the reserved parking. So that's what you end up buying. So yeah, I know I've been rambling. I'm gonna make a part 2 of this video because this video is getting a little long. But if you guys got any questions regarding trucking, make sure to drop them in the comments below so I can get back to you. If you got any video ideas for me, I like talking about this. I've been enjoying this journey, so I want to be able to help you guys out. So make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Until next time, this has been your boy Coach Dusty. I'm out. Peace.